Now, can you ever fold pocket aces pre-flop? Come on, guys. You know the answer to this. Anyways, we got a really good one to go over today where I made some interesting plays, and we were kind of put in some tough spots, to be fair. But I think that, I made the right decisions for the most part. And the thing about playing this game, guys, is that really it comes down to two things: making good decisions and not getting emotional. Because let me be clear. I think getting emotional is probably the biggest thing people struggle with. You get all those technical things right, you understand all the different concepts, but then one loss just sets you off, and I'll tell you what, you go off the rails. With that said, guys, also want to let you know we have an awesome community. If you're kind of just struggling at whatever level you're currently at, it could probably get you, playing a lot better. I think plus it helps to talk. This game could be so isolating, you know what I mean? Especially if you're playing online, it does help to talk through things. You talk with me, some other high level members, and we'll get you up to speed, man. So that's going to be in the pinned comment. I don't know why you're not in that yet, so check it out. Also, you guys could tap the like, and let's get right into this. And we started things off here with the queen deuce suited. Not a bad flop, right? I mean, we hit top pair. The deuce kicker's not really good, but we still have the flush draw to go with this. It's actually okay checking this to the river. River was an ace, did not want to see that, hoping we could just go to showdown here, and we did. And we were up against king 10. We'll take it. Okay, we'll take it. Glad to see we took that one down. Plus, we had that big draw. But yeah, you're going to want to stick around to the end as well, because we have really just a couple big moments you're just not going to want to miss. So sit back. You could also comment below if you guys have any questions, comments, things like that. I'll get back to you, and just kind of enjoy the show here. But yeah, so starting things up a little bit. Now this was actually pretty shorter for me. I think it was like 30 minutes. We kind of cut it down to 20, so it wasn't very long. Typically when I play, I like to play in chunks. And what I mean is, I'll play like an hour and a half to maybe like 2 hours max, and then I'll take a break. This is something that's worked really well for me. And the reason it's worked really well is because it allows me to focus in shorter time spans and then kind of like refresh my brain. You know what I mean? And I think that is something worth trying. If you play for an extended amount of time, what's going to happen is you're going to burn out, and you're going to just kind of like get this brain fog where you start making bad decisions. And it happens. There's been times where I've played for maybe like 6 hours straight, playing really good to start, but by the time I got to the end, I was starting to give everything back because I was making bad decisions. And like I said, this whole game comes down to making good decisions and really not getting emotional. Everyone can get the technical things right. That's totally like something everybody could do nowadays, but there's just another side to the coin here, and it's that the emotions can get a little bit out of hand if you're not capable of handling it. For example, we got pocket aces right here, feeling pretty good about that. But if we got cracked here, it's not going to feel good, but I don't even feel bad about it. Like when I take a loss, if I got it in good and I made the right play, then I'm totally fine with it. It's when I make those bad plays, you know what I mean? And then I'm on the wrong side of it, that's when I get upset. But when I make the right plays and lose, it doesn't even affect me anymore, Anyways, we're going to kick this up to the 47 piece. It's going to come back to player 2. He didn't have a whole lot left, to be fair. And he's going to, I think he's just going to shove here. Now, player 2 shoving, we could put him on maybe some mid-pocket pairs, maybe like 10s. It's kind of less likely he's got an ace, like ace king or ace queen, because we've got, pocket aces here. So, yeah, we could put him on some mid-pocket pairs. I think that's fair. Maybe like 10s, jacks, even queens, I guess, maybe. Or maybe he's just tilted and he's going to shove with the 9-10 suited. You just don't know. But, I think he was playing pretty tight for the most part. So I'm going to put him on like a mid-pocket pair. And we'll see what he's got here. And he actually did this pretty quick. And we've got the easiest decision in the world to make here. We're not going to flinch, obviously. He's going to turn over jacks. We really just have to dodge the jack. And let's see if we can get there. Now, he does have hearts. So we don't want to see a heart on the turn. Okay, we're looking really good here. He's basically got 2 outs. And now we have a straight draw to the 3. And we actually got the straight. So we'll take it, we'll bake it, and we move forward. And that's kind of how things just started here, but it is going to get better. So, stick around with me, guys. But yeah, easy decision there. And I kind of put him on what he probably had. And I think he got back in here for the 250 piece. All right, so we got a 6-7 suited here. I will be open raising here. Player 3, though, did. So I'm just going to call. Really no reason to raise this up. Calling here is the right play, especially from like a technical standpoint. You're going to be making a call here, even if you're in the small or the big here. Okay, not a good flop. This is just a check fold. It really can't do anything. And, a lot of the time in these kind of spots, it's not even worth trying to bluff. You just want to give it up and just move on. Okay, move on. Don't be making bad plays, right? Make good decisions, guys. Make good decisions. Focus. Make good decisions. That's what it comes down to. I've been playing long enough now where I'll tell you what. Obviously, I have my losing sessions. I've been posting some losses. It's just that, I'm just trying to keep it real. Variance is always going to be a thing when you're playing. If you can grasp what variance is and understand it, but at the same time, not get emotional, continuously improve and just develop yourself, you can get there. All right, could have kicked it up there with the 2-5. Didn't, though. Just let it go. It is what it is. I don't know what it is, man. I like to raise those 2-5 suited sometimes, especially like the spades and hearts. I don't know. I just do. Sometimes I just do that. It's kind of weird, right? The 2-5 monster. Okay. All right, pocket fives. I was actually in a pretty tricky spot with this. Now, I'm just going to make the call here. Player 2 did a min here. He could have anything. And really, we're just hoping to, see a 5 on the flop. I think player 1 is going to raise this up, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know how. Yeah, she went pretty large on this, but I am going to make a call. We were already up a little bit, and, maybe we hit that 5. We did not, though. Would have been nice if it was like 8-8-5 on the board, but it's 8-8-7. Now, really hard to know what player 1's got. I'm hoping to put him on a couple overcards. He still could have really any overpair, though, to this board, which wouldn't be good. I'm not exactly sure the line I should take here, but I am going to keep him honest so we could at least get to the turn. He went pretty large here, a 70 piece. I'm going to call him, though. I am going to keep him honest, and that's kind of what I was thinking. So turn card is a deuce. Now, if he checks here, to me, that's a pretty telltale sign that maybe he's not as strong as he's acting, which could be the case here. And he checked it pretty quick. Now, this is basically my moment to see if we're right, okay? And I can't just check this over. I have to put some kind of decent sizing. And I came up with 114. And I think this is actually pretty good because it's going to get a lot of those ace queen, ace king type of hands to maybe just give up here, Yeah, that's what I was thinking. And he's going to let it run down a little bit. We could be wrong. He could have an overpair. Okay, he could. It's possible. But when he checked the turn, I had to kind of make a play at this. And, I'm clearly hoping for the fold here since we just have pocket fives. But, like I said, we're putting him on a couple overs here. That's what we're going for. And guess what? We got him off the hand. And look at what this river card would have been. Yeah, so that was a good play. If we would have just checked it over, it would have probably just been a nightmare scenario for us. And, had the correct read on that. Okay, and that still putting us in a good spot here, and we still got some more good stuff, guys, so don't go anywhere. Tap that like for those fives right there. I'm sure you guys like that. Pocket fives, man. Pocket fives. All right, folded the nine deuce suited, and I'm playing pretty disciplined for the most part. I am picking my spots when I'm, making some plays here, but playing, staying pretty disciplined for the most part. Anyways, all right, no idea what these guys have. Look at player six, man. Look, what is that? River card is a five. I bet our pair of nines would have probably been good here, honestly. All right, but player two, putting out that 37. Let's see if player six calls here or not. Really no idea what either of these guys has. Let's see if player six was slow playing him. Maybe. Maybe not. No, he's just going to fold it. I know he called him. Ooh, wow. He had a flush. Wow. I didn't see that coming at all. All right, so we got kings, guys. We got kings. Now, we had aces earlier. Now we got kings. Hoping to see something happen here. We're going to open it up to 1250. Kind of just go from here. And once again, we are doing this right here, y'all. We are doing this. All right, nobody wanted to get involved right there, which kind of rough. Okay, kind of rough. But it's all good. It's all good. We persevere. Okay, I'm not going to let it get to me, even though it's a terrible feeling when everybody folds. When you get kings, it's like, come on, man. Nobody's got anything. All right, and this kind of brings us up to the the final hand. It was weird is we are going to be dealing with aces once again. So we had aces twice in this in a relatively short time span. Doesn't happen too often, but it did right here. We're also in the big blind, which I like because it's a little bit sneaky here to have this. Player six is going to open raise. You always got to remember, first or second act, whenever they open raise, they typically have a pretty decent hand. That's probably the case here. But we gotta make a move here, okay? I'm hoping somebody else makes a move. We want to see somebody else make a re-raise right here. That would be ideal. We'll see if we get it. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. All right, player two just made the call. Still got a couple players left here. Still kind of hoping somebody raises this, All right, nobody did. And now, for me, it's like, what's the correct sizing here? I decided on the 47 piece chicken nug, dipping some BBQ. Let's do this. Okay, that's what I went for. All right, I figured this would probably get one of these guys to fold. I think if I went a little bit larger, neither of them is going to make a call. But, I'm thinking player six is probably going to call because he open raised. He could have anything, mid pocket pairs, couple overs, maybe suited. And then player two, no idea what he's got, but he's already lost to us once when he had jacks earlier with aces, so it kind of be a brutal spot for him to lose to us again here, but it happens. Yeah, player six is going to make the call, and it's going to come back over to player two. Don't know what player six took so long to make this decision, man. It's like, are you going to make this call, or are you just going to fold? Like, it's not that big of a deal. Player two folded right away, and the flop was tricky. This was a tricky hand, okay? I really didn't like this flop. Even though we have the diamonds, I would have preferred, like a jack, five deuce board with a couple diamonds or something like that. I don't know. But, he played this pretty passive, especially going to the turn. Don't know if he's slow playing me just yet, but just based on how I don't like this board texture, I was actually playing this very passively. I just did not like it. River card was a four. I was feeling pretty good about it. I actually checked this all the way to the river, if you believe that. And this is when player six pounces on us. Now, I would expect if player six even has a pair here, he's probably going to put something out there. Or if he has nothing, I'd expect him to bluff at this. The nice thing is we're blocking the diamonds, so him having a flush is a lot less likely. We could still be losing to some made straights on the flop, but I called him and he turned over kings. I could not believe he didn't raise us pre-flop. He played that hand very strange, right? I think we should have got that all in pre, but, unfortunately, that's not the way it worked out. With that said, guys, I hope you enjoyed another one here. Like I said, if you're not in the community yet, it's in the pinned comment. Tap that like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.